does come around. Doing good isn't just a cost. The gain outweighs all that's lost. My grandfather probably saw these examples and found no flaw. He bought far away marshy land his critics just couldn't understand. They concluded that he had gone quite mad, but today we are glad, not sad. A township then slowly arose, and this is where our business grows. We provided every needed tool, housing, hospital, and school. My uncle, known as Sorabji, way back could clearly see the environment was under stress. Neglect, he knew, would be a mess. Our creekside land was reserved, the mangroves there well preserved, and from my office I gaze out there, a Mumbai view that's very rare, with greenery all the way until you sight New Bombay. And now and then with friends I float on a gently moving boat with pink flamingos in full flight. To my mind, a splendid sight. In saving tigers, he played a role. The environment was a major goal. And here I think we all ought to pay careful heed to Michael Porter. With shared value, there's no cost. For doing good, as nothing's lost. All it takes is a thinking brain to remove a societal pain and combine it with a business gain to create a sustainable chain of endless mutual benefit. This concept is a tremendous hit. We thought that we should also try and see if we could apply this philosophy to our group. Our employees also joined the loop. In the year 2010, studies were commissioned, and then, with the help of DASRA and FSG, our new program, one could see, we aptly named it Good and Green, and what a journey it has been. And how do we define our role? What could be a proper goal? Now the UN has a lengthy list, so in recounting some would be missed. So I will focus on just three that I think would be the key for all the others to fall in place and enable us to win the race. Good health through perfect sanitation, environment, and education. All of these can be seen in our program, Good and Green. It is no longer climate change within a tolerable range. A crisis is what it's about, with fires, floods, as well as drought. Every week a constant blast, far worse than seen in the past. If we must, we will adapt. Prevention, though, would be more apt. There is a cost to adaptation. It's rising fast in every nation, as well as for the world at large. This will be a heavy charge. In fact, we should all conclude prevention would be far more shrewd. It actually would cost much less and avoid a lot of stress. All industries should play a role in the carbon neutral goal. GHG emissions should be reduced. More green energy should be produced. And so without partiality, our goal for all is neutrality, whether water, carbon, or solid waste. And very soon we will make haste to make our net emissions zero. Will that make the group a hero? In 2010, the goal looked tall, but we took a reasoned call. Technology would save the day. So far, it has turned out that way. To achieve these goals, we will strive to do it all by 2035. As technology takes a leap, green energy gets very cheap. Keen observers quickly saw that solar also tracks Moore's law. Whether groundnut shell or bagasse, India's full of biomass, and bamboo now is on the way. A major role it can play. At first we thought we'd have to spend, but that's not true, for in the end, the more we thought and the more we slaved, we did invest, but we also saved. And solar is still getting cheaper. And as we start digging deeper, in India it has hit the goal of being cheaper than even coal. And over the last few years, we and our industry peers are sourcing solar electricity at lower rates than from the utility. For quite some time, we've been extorted as their finances aren't still sorted. A silver lining can be seen since it incentivizes green. Offsets help elimination and rural electrification with distributed solar power is now the need of the hour. Our cost of water is not so high, but yet we do attempt to try to reduce our water consumption. But all the same, it's a safe assumption our water use won't disappear. And so, to be neutral, I fear, we will have to mitigate. Though fortunately, I can state that developing a watershed doesn't cost much, and instead, our agribusiness can benefit. The government will do its bit, but where it fails, we'll fill the breach, and hopefully we will reach many farmers on the cheap. But the benefits that we reap will compensate for the cost, and once again, nothing's lost. There are many paths that we can see for achieving carbon neutrality, but the cheapest way is certainly through energy efficiency. Real interest rates are rather low, and high returns quickly flow for any energy-saving device. For business, this is very nice. Not only are returns quite brisk, there's also very little risk. In India, mandated CSR can help us go very far. Multiple benefits is what one sees with water projects or growing trees. Good livelihoods are created, our carbon emissions are abated, trees planted at a river source maintain the flow throughout its course. So many benefits we can see. The preservation of biodiversity. Different species can be tried. Useful products can be supplied, like biomass or edible fruits. And yet, the trunk and the roots can sequester carbon, clean the air, a win-win that is very fair. So while we decarbonize, why not also monetize? So never fall for either or. Our hearts and minds demand much more. And steadily we will see a reduction in plastic intensity. As products are concentrated, our plastic use is abated. We removed 3,000 tons of plastic, a cut that is indeed quite drastic. Great collaboration is what one sees around GCPL's factories. There are many benefits, as everyone knows, in working with municipalities and NGOs. Lots of waste is diverted, toxic pollution is averted. We have the intent, we have the will to divert waste, no more landfill. Plastic intensity will first reduce, then we will recycle and reuse. Installations of waste-based art can play a very useful part in purposeful awareness raising. The effects can be quite amazing. The benefits that one sees is in our work with communities. Good segregation we ensure, collection happens door to door, proper parks for sanitation are set up throughout our nation. Much waste is then diverted, waste to landfill is averted. Our employees often volunteer. Cleanup campaigns is what we steer. Many CSR benefits are seen with our campaign called Good and Green. Whether it's carbon, water or waste, it's our intention to make haste to achieve neutrality without partiality for all the three as one can see. It doesn't cost much to build a watershed. There are many benefits instead. There are livelihoods that we can give. We've also become water positive. On barren land, trees now grow. Carbon offsets begin to flow. These are the benefits that we see from ensuring sustainability. Now is the time to get some traction with an urgent call to action. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadirji. Itni sari information. Wow. That was so amazing. It was all knowledge which you have been giving. Absolutely, I'm totally amazed to everything what you...
मेहराज जी मैं एक चीज कहना चाहती हूँ. Can you imagine? Mr. Godrej ने जो भी बोला उन्होंने खुद ही लिखा है.
Wow. Wow. So let's move to the award. मैं चाहूँगा हंगामा म्यूजिक को founder Mr. Neeraj Roy जी को नादिर गोदरेज जी award present करें.
I would say, I mean, if Shakespeare was here, he would live in fear. Because अब सबको चस्का चढ़ गया है. Thank you so much, Mr. Godrej.
Mr. Nadir Godrej will present an award to Mr. Neeraj Roy, the founder of Hangama.
And it's not only words and beautiful poetry, but Godrej, as a company, has taken great CSR and has done great work for the environment and make sure that everything they do is green certified. A big round of applause for Godrej.
Thank you, UPL. Can I have the UPL team to please receive an award? Can I have the UPL team? Can I have the UPL team, please? And can I have the Bisleri team for doing all. Can we play the AV of Bisleri also? The UPL and the Bisleri team, along with Abhi up to Jaggu Dada bhi upar aa chuke hai. I know you don't need any introduction for the dearest
A
Jackie
big
Shroff
round
ji.
of applause for Jackie Shroff,
Aye.
the true hero of World Environment Day.
Bloody hell, you're right. Bloody good. I really loved it.
You know, I used to know
Can I have the chairman of the of Bisleri? Sir, idhar se aa jaiye.
ऊंची उड़ान है तो सारा जहां है तू
Sir, Asif bhai, please present an award to the UPL team. Aye. Mr. Nadir Godrej to give this award to the UPL team. Can I have just very important because we are running short of stage. Aye. The senior general manager of Bisleri also receiving an award.
इस घर को हम प्यार से रखते हैं बिस्लरी ग्रीन प्रॉमिस चलो घर से मिले
तू एक बूंद दिल जिंदगी है तू
Thank you, UPL G. Thank you so much. Now the senior general manager of Bisleri to receive this award from Mr. Nadir Godrej ji. Prasad Lal ji, please give away the award. Asif bhai, Mr. Nadir Godrej to give award to the Bisleri, the senior general manager.